Yo, what's up guys, it's NLW Figs here, back again with another video. Today, I'm doing a video suggested to me by GSD Wrestling. Go and check out their channel if you haven't already. And this video, they suggested, is a guide to commentating a PIC Fed. And it's something I've been asked about a lot before. You know, how do you commentate your shows? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down 5 key points that will help you if you want to commentate on your PIC Fed. But before we get into the video, make sure you like it if you enjoy it and subscribe to NLW Figs for more wrestling figure content, and comment down below if you do or don't use commentary in your PIC Fed and why. So, let's get started with tip number 1. We'll start with the technical side, microphone quality. Now, if you recall, the first episode I commentated on was NLW episode 8. I had the worst mic imaginable, and I wish I could go back and slap myself for it being so bad. Make sure your microphone that you're using is good, otherwise people watching won't be able to concentrate on your Fed. I use a Blue Yeti mic. It wasn't too pricey and it does the job. As for how far you want the mic away from your face, it's up to you. Test out different distances to see what works. Turn down the gain on the mic too, just to get rid of that background noise so it can focus on your voice. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube about how to get the best sound for your commentary, so do your research. A pop shield is also recommended, as this will make sure that the audio doesn't get too loud at points, and when editing the audio you recorded afterwards, I'd recommend downloading Audacity. It's a free audio editing program, and then use the compression and normalization features to ensure that the audio is at a more consistent volume throughout. Again, tutorials are available on YouTube to help you out with that. So, we've done the technical stuff, now on to what you're actually going to say. So for tip number 2, it sounds obvious, but learn the moves. So often when I started commentating, I'd just say things like, "Oh, what a move," or "Oh man, that was awesome." After a while, it gets repetitive. Learn the moves of the wrestlers in the match you're commentating. For instance, if John Cena was facing Daniel Bryan, put over the special names of Cena's moves, such as the AA, the 5-knuckle shuffle, and the STF. And for Bryan, he's got a lot of more technical movesets, so research that moveset, see what he calls the submissions he uses, the cattle mutilation, the Romero special, stuff like that. I find it helpful to type in top 10 moves of any wrestler on YouTube, as it lists the accurate names of the moves they perform, and it's actually a good test of your memory. And hey, if you can't memorize everything, that's fine. I'll often have a note on my phone. Let's take AJ Styles versus Orange Cassidy as an example. I'll write down their stats and their moves so I can call them in a match that I'm commentating, just in case I forget. By calling the moves, you'll also be able to spice up your commentary and perhaps educate your audience too. Now, tip number 3 is tell a story with your commentary. Yes, you can learn all the moves you want, but you need to make sure that new fans of your show know what's going on and why they should care about the match that is happening. For instance, when I made Adam Cole versus Stone Cold back in the summer, there was a story there that had a lot of points to get across. I would say set out key points that you want your audience to know. For instance, when I did Cole versus Austin, I wanted to put over the fact that Adam Cole injured Austin a few months before. I wanted to get across that Stone Cold was fired by Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and I also wanted to get across that the Undisputed Era were banned from ringside. So when the action in the match slows down a little bit, give the people watching some trivia and information about the feud. Maybe they've had a match before in your Fed, maybe there's something at stake in the match, just like a future opponent maybe. Giving a little storyline detail throughout the match about the feuds and the characters will help new fans understand your Fed a little bit better, so they can jump right in and not have to watch loads and loads of other videos of yours. Tip number 4, and this may seem counterintuitive at points, but there are 3 simple words you need to know. Silence is golden. Now, of course, you don't want to be quiet through long portions of the match or during high spots, but you do want to make sure that you're not talking too fast or all the time, constantly chatting away. I know that I've been guilty of this in the past. Sometimes it really adds a lot to the stories you're showing to just stay quiet and let the action speak for itself. For example, remember when The Undertaker lost the streak at WrestleMania, the commentary stayed silent and made the moment even more impactful. Likewise, when Seth Rollins turned his back on the Shield, the magnitude of that moment was heightened by silence so that all you could hear was the crowd's reaction. You could do this as well if a new guy debuts on your show. Sometimes it's best to just stay quiet. Take CM Punk's AEW debut for instance. The commentators didn't speak for ages. Just knowing when not to talk over the action will help you a lot when commentating. And the 5th and final tip is have enthusiasm in your voice. The tone of your voice can make or break your Fed. If you sound bored or too quiet, chances are the audience won't engage with your video as much. If you worry that you don't have enough confidence to give it your all on commentary just yet, don't worry, you will get better with practice. Just go and watch episode 8 of NLW to see what I mean. Listen to how bored and fake I sounded and how bad the microphone quality on it was, and now compare it to how I sound today. You can choose the right words to say, yeah, but it's how you say them that's important. Compare, oh my god, he's won the championship, to, oh my god, he's done it, he's the new champion. Enthusiasm in your product will make fans invested in it and want to keep watching. On the flip side, you don't want to be too quiet, of course, but you also don't want to be screaming into the microphone for the whole match. It's okay to shout for high spots on occasion, but constantly shouting and screaming on commentary can come across as annoying if it's done too often. I know I've been guilty of that again in the past, but learn from your mistakes and see what works and what doesn't and keep going. And also, have a range of emotions throughout the match. Calm but confident at the start, and then let the excitement build in your voice as the match progresses and reaches its conclusion. And you know what? If it helps, have a list of phrases that you want to say in the match to prompt you. It could add a lot to your product, like sound bites and stuff like that. Another quick thing is also, on the subject of enthusiasm, to listen to how other people commentate. For me, Excalibur on AEW is great, JR from the Attitude Era is great, and also Maranello on NXT. They're just some of my favourites. Listen to their styles and see what you can learn from them. And hopefully if you use those 5 things in tandem, those 5 key points that I've given across to you there, you can start to become better at commentating on your PIC Fed, and maybe, if you've not started it yet, maybe it'll give you the motivation to give it a go. And don't worry if you're not good at the start, trust me, I'm just telling you right now, go back and listen to episode 8 of NLW to see what I mean. See how terrible I was when I started. I'm sure you'll probably be better than that, so don't worry. So, there you have it. 5 tips for commentating a wrestling PIC Fed. I hope this helps if it's something you've been wanting to try for your show, and if you've got any questions or any tips that you'd like to add, leave them in the comments below. Thanks again to GSD Wrestling for the video idea. Go and check out their channel and their YouTube Fed. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to NLW Figs for more wrestling figure content. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys later.
As we kick off tonight's episode, you can see clearly the Undertaker in the parking lot with a lead pipe in his hand. Michaels gonna go for a clobbering blow, but Nash grabs hold of him and slams him down. Rey Mysterio had to forfeit because of that attack by Batista, and Batista's going Shawn Michaels. And now Shawn Michaels running at Nash. And then to the bridge of the nose. Nash might break his nose if Michaels has anything to do with it.